What's going on, guys? Welcome to my new time trial series where I've got 3 hours to try and improve my time as much as I can. I'm going to go on a track that I haven't time trialed before, run it blind just as I am right now. Then after that we'll take a look at the world record, see what they do, employ their strategies and see by how much I can improve my time in only 3 hours. For this episode we are going with Bowser's Castle. So this was the first time that I've time trialed this course. I've maybe played this once or twice on Knockout Tour or a race, but I think that was usually with a little intermission section, so I haven't played it through properly multiple times. Immediately I go and take the left side, and you see I just missed every single coin there. There's 3 I could have got, so obviously I'm already doing something wrong. I went for that coin, but that put me so wide around that corner that I don't even know if that was worth it, as we go up through this awesome looking column of fire. Awesome part of the map that is. But into quite a simple little, just smooth section there. A little bit worried about that Bowser's Fang hanging down. I'm always worried if we could crash into that one. But here there's another choice to make, right? We've got the right side or left side. Right side looks closer to the finish line, so I actually grabbed both coins there. I'm actually impressed myself there. And then we got a little jump boost, and then there's a straight line to the finish. Fine. Something the eagle-eyed of you might have noticed is that I still have a mushroom. I didn't use a single mushroom that time, as I was still kind of trying to figure out where I should even use them. I tried using one here to see if that would speed up that section. Didn't really seem worth it. Surely there's got to be a better place to use that. It wouldn't be here, obviously. And then I thought, well, this is kind of a long sweeping section, might be able to maybe cut across the lava there. Yeah, obviously that's completely wrong and idiotic, really. So let's just speed up the rest of this time. And this is going to be useless, but I just kind of did a bit of a retcon. I also fell off again there, so this is a time with falling off 2 times. You know, I can't start with this time, right? At 2:49.6, I fell off 2 times. So all I did was I ran that same course again. I did mushroom around that final corner, but I just got a clean run without falling off, pretty much. And then that time ended at a 2:39.5. It was like a fine time. Either way, there's a decent baseline. So now let's take a look at the world record time and see how I can improve that run. Alright, so let's take a look at this, at the difference between the world record time, which is a 2:19, and then my time, which was all the way down here at a 2:39. So, you know, obviously there's probably like 4 seconds I could have gained on my time just by doing it. If I tried a few more times, right, I could have probably gained 3-4 seconds just exercising in some corners, but there's 20 seconds difference right there. So there must be some big tech going on here to just gain that amount of time. But here we go, let's see what he does. So no jump off that first step, does jump on the second step, goes to the right side, which I went to the left side. And then this outrageous little jump boost across this gap here. Obviously, I was never going to try that. Got nice and tight to that corner. It goes to the right up this little column, little flying column section, gets the trick off of the crater, which I didn't even think about doing. 2 tricks here, drift in the trick, uses the mushroom there, that's fine, that's what I was doing on the second time. And he takes the left route, so left is obviously quicker this time, or in this instance. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I watched another bit of this lap just to see if he did anything different on the second lap, which he didn't. So let's just get into my first run. Alright, so let's take a look at my first run. I've put some kind of timer in the bottom right hand corner, just to show you roughly how far through this challenge I am. But obviously we turn a right through this when we go straight down here, and then we've got to try and line up for that jump. I tried rewinding here just to see if you could easily use the rewind function to like try this again. It looks like you just lose all momentum though, and it just doesn't really work. So I will have to go back to the old tried and tested restart technique. And then you can see me here just trying over and over again. It was harder than I thought to actually get the charge jump rather than a drift. because obviously you're drifting around that corner, and then I thought it was a car problem, right? So I changed cars to the same guy he was using. You know, just gotta cut down the differences in case it is a car thing or something, which it isn't. But at this point, I was like, screw it, the duck's too heavy. Let's try the same character just to narrow down everything, right? Because I was going kind of crazy at this point. I was only like 10 minutes in. But there we go. That run right there, that was a half. I was basically there. So I was like, I've got it. I kind of get it now. So this is the next run. You can see here I go, and I just jumped the wrong way. So I didn't have it, but I'm getting closer. And then we finally got this run. The sketchiest jump ever. We just about made it across, but I did notice something here. Is that when you try the jump, you actually need to do the wall run. Yeah, the wall ride. So you need to wall ride the wall, and that gives you the extra boost. So this is my first time actually getting past this section. So this is my first time trying this little mushroom section around here. And it didn't seem that bad. Obviously it wasn't as tight as the world record time as I don't think it will be. But that was pretty good. And then try around here. I went for the coins. I was also kind of scared of that meteor coming down. But not too bad. So as we cross the line here, we can see we're like 4 seconds off world record time. Fine. But that's still way quicker than what we was doing. So here we go. Lining up for the second jump. Can we do it again? Can we reproduce it? We cannot. As we just dive back into the water. Not the water, the lava. Another attempt. Boom, managed to get across. So we're definitely getting better at this now. We're definitely narrowing this down. Here's lap 2 of that same run, and yeah, fail it again. There's a few more attempts here. Again, I jumped right, not what you want to do. Jumped into the wall. It's way too far from the wall, didn't get the wall right there. And at this point, I was like, fine. I know what I'm doing. Let me get the duck back out. Right, here's the boy. Here he is. Use the same car though, because the car felt good. Drifting again the wrong way. Let's see what we do here. Nice, we did get it, and we did get across. So first time with the duck getting it across. So at this point, we're actually only 16 minutes into the challenge. So I'm feeling pretty good right now, right? 60 minutes in, we've seemed to have kind of at least got across the gap a few times, right? We're still so far away from getting across 3 times in a single run. As I try the little lava mushroom there, went alright again, didn't go too bad. Take the upper section, see if I can get the 2 coins. I cannot, and didn't take it too tight either. But I was just happy about getting it across, to be honest. So here we go. Only 2.5 seconds behind world record this time, so definitely better than our first time around. As we try here again for the jump number 2, and no. Yeah. Yeah. Back to the just back to more attempts. Here we go. Look. Straight into the lava. Look. Way off that time. That one looked good, but no, just did not get the ball right. Here we go. Another attempt. Donked into the side. Nope. And there we go. Again, we got across. We did drive into the fireball. That's another thing you've got to watch out for. That happened a few times as well. Is even when you do get across, you've got to get the angle of the corner right, and you can still get hit by them things. So it isn't like it's not a set and done thing as soon as you get across, unfortunately. And here we go, moving into the mushroom boost shortcut. Let's see if we can get this one right. And no, we can't. That is the worst of taking it. So let's just forward for fast forward. Let's see if I can at least get this last gap jump done. It's so close. I almost can. So that was, a lot to learn from that one. Only 28 minutes in. Look, we've still got a long way to go as we do complete another gap jump here. We've got through the first lap fine. Mushroom shortcut went fine. And go for lap 2 and so close there. I mean, it can't get much closer than that. 35 minutes through now. Here we go. Try again. Another great attempt. We're actually ahead of the world record for a split second, and he takes that first one off so well there. Here we go. Let's see if we can not mess up this mushroom boost this time. This was surprisingly tricky to get right, especially in how tight he takes that corner as well. So we managed to get through there safe and sound. Obviously, because I'm losing the run so much at that first gap jump, I just don't get to try that mushroom boost very often. So 3.2 seconds behind the world record right now, which isn't too bad at all, and it's way faster than my current best. So let's see as I just get the charge jump way too late and can't even make it before, can't even attempt the jump. So 39 minutes through, a few attempts later this is, we do manage to get the gap jump again, you know. We are getting that way more consistently, which is nice. Do I try going for this little crater jump? I do. So I'm starting to get that on, but like, somehow, like, even that's difficult. You wouldn't think it, would you? You wouldn't think that you could mess up just a little crater jump off that. But here we go, 46 minutes through. We're gonna run this one from the start. Try and get a good boost on too. Let's show you what, hopefully, what a good run looks like against compared to this world record right here. Keeping up nicely. We do get the orange boost here. Do get a decent getaway there, and you do manage, but then hitting to the fire. Again, it's just one of the things that happens. You've got to be so direct. Maybe it's the handling of the car, or it's probably just the way the way that gap jump landed. I didn't go for the crater jump there. I'm probably still a bit scarred from that last failure a few runs ago. Because at this point, I was trapped up and just about made it with the mushroom jump. But as I was saying, you know, I haven't improved my time, and you see, I've got to go wide there for the meteor as well. So it's just what happens when you start going a bit slower. All these things start compiling, and then I imagine we're way behind. Look, 4.8 seconds behind the world record time at this point. So we are way behind what it was last time. But let's see if we can get the gap jump. That's all we really need is 3 efforts. And here we go. Managed to gap jump the second time. Don't you dodge the fire. That's good. Or at least get good time on it. And here we go, moving up through this column. Let's see if we go for the crater jump. Maybe not. I think we might just be playing this one safe, yeah. Because we haven't improved that time, right? We just want to get, ideally want to get some improvement on the board at this point. But we still got 2 hours left to do this. Decent old mushroom shortcut there. Let's see if we can pick up these coins. Maybe not. I think let's go, yeah, try and go tight there just to speed up a bit. Probably should have got the coins, but you know, should have got it on lap 1 as well. So let's check it. 7.5 behind world record. He is zooming. Obviously, I'm going to get nowhere near that anytime soon. Here we go. Gap jump number 3. Can we do it? No. So close, but so far in the end. We do manage to just get the time on the board though. Let's see if we can get a better time here. And there we go, 2:32.8. That is a new record for me. So that is going on the board, and at least that is something to aim for at this point, right? Now we've got a decent time that's had a few shortcuts. But if we can get the 3 gap jumps in a row, you know, there's loads of time to shave off there, surely. So kept at it, almost an hour in here. Get another gap jump, and then I just get hit by that fire. Just a silly move, really. Just shouldn't really be making that mistake. Mushroom, I did it way too early. I burnt the feet there, but still managed to keep it on. You know, as long as I'm still on the road, that's all I can really hope for. As that meteor was crashed way ahead of us, so it looks like we were way behind time in this one. Maybe something else went wrong. Yeah, 5.9 seconds behind on the end of lap 1. That is very behind. So at this rate, it might not even be quicker than the last run we did. Very untidy gap jump, but we made it. Let's check the mushroom boost. I did it way early again there. Burnt the feet, but look, we're through. We didn't go off. And like 11 seconds behind as we enter lap 3. Let's see if we can get the gap jump. Looks decent angle, good wall jump. There we go. We did it 3 times in a row. Just about dodged that fireball as well. So this is our first attempt. After 1 hour and 1 minute in, we have done 1 attempt with 3 gap jumps. And we do manage. We do burn the feet again. Is that 3 for 3 for burning the feet? Maybe. We do manage to get the mushroom boost shortcut as well. Again, the meteor was coming down there kind of close. I didn't want to mess anything up at this point. And we do cross the line, but that's a 2:33.6. Let's listen to my live reaction here.
Nice. Did you see that? Let's go. 3 laps in a row. The second one was super janky, but there you go. Was that not even faster than last time? What?
Truly the voice of a crushed man, a man's crushed spirit there as he realizes that even doing the jump 3 times in a row, you can still be slower than falling off, and that's how bad the rest of my times must have gone. But here we go, we've got another attempt in here, lap 2 here. So after 1 hour 13, we still just crash into the side after not building up the charge jumper now. Do you get a good jump here? Here we go. So it was a bit slow off the side, did get caught. 3.5 seconds behind the world record as we're going into the second lap. Not terrible. Looks like a decent angle. Nope. Bad angle. Still don't know what I'm looking at clearly. That's a better angle. There we go. Managed to get through and didn't hit the fireball. And we're away. Lap 2, 2 seconds behind. I think that's the quickest we've been so far. 2 seconds behind the world record, so I'm very pleased with that one. Let's see if we can get number 2. We can. Mushroom jump. Straight off the track. Yep. There you go, and that's pretty much that run. Dead in the water, so here we go, start again. Managed to make it across, a little bit janky. I'm just going to see a lot of the same going on here. I could not find a good... Look at that one, so close to making it on, but did not get over that little jump boost to activate the glider, so we just went sailing off. And like the same thing again, terrible. I had a bad spell here of a few runs where that little shortcut with the mushroom just was not working. At this point, you can see I was 1.7 seconds ahead. I've started challenging my own ghost again, just because there's only so much you can, only so much I can learn from watching the world record disappear off into the corner after the first jump. So here we got 2 seconds faster, or almost 2 seconds faster than our previous time. Crashing in, we're approaching a 2-hour mark at this point, so 2/3 of the way through this challenge. Moving on to the third lap here, we're still 9/10 ahead, and this was with falling in. No, it wasn't with falling, we still got all our mushrooms, so we're fine, but now we fall. And I just called it there, unfortunately. 2 seconds behind lap 2, so not an amazing run. Let's see what we can do here, and we fall again. So at this point, we're 2 hours 16 in, you can see in the bottom right there. We are getting consistent attempts at lap 2s. We've kind of got this down at this point, but just linking up 3 in a row is tough, especially in in this time. Here we go, 2.1 seconds ahead of our PB. This is looking very promising as we're on lap 3 here. So we just need a good shortcut and we cannot get it. It looks like we might try and carry on here. We do, because on our PB, remember, we did fall off as well. So we are still ahead of our PB, and we'll see what we come across the line here. 2:31. There we go. That's a new record. That's about, 2 seconds? 1 second quicker. So 1.5 seconds, 1.6 seconds quicker there. So here we are, still racing the new ghost now. So 2:31 now that ghost. So see if we can beat that. We've got 34 minutes left in this challenge. A few things we do need to tidy up is this section here, of course, as we just run off the track again. Truly horrible stuff. But again, we're just not getting too many chances at trying that section. I seem to have picked up some bad habits as I go super wide, kind of into that fireball, but we do manage to avoid taking damage from it. Here we go, 3 to 4 tenths basically up on our PB right now. So this is good. We just need 3 jumps in a row. So he's jumped 2, and we do manage it. Slightly behind our time there. We've got a better landing on that previous attempt, but we do know we do fall off on the end of that attempt. So there's always a chance going into this third gap jump. But we need to get there first. We have failed this a few times, especially recently, but it looks pretty good. Obviously not as clean as the world record, but You know, it's what we're working with. I managed to pick up the 2 coins there. You can see that it wasn't spawned in as well, so got a tiny little bit of a speed boost as well, possibly on top of my first attempt there. So here we go, the 3rd lap. We do need this one. Can we get it? Is this the time? It looks decent. We can get it. There we go. So that is 3 gap jumps done, ahead of our previous best. This is on for a good lap. Only thing we need to do now is, can we get the little crater boost here and not screw this up? We can. Got a little jump boost up there. Didn't get too much airtime as well, which is critical. And here we go. Can we do this section right? I didn't start the drift early, like you see. And then I just drove off. I just drove off the track. I was, what, 2 seconds up the line there from my previous best. All I had to do was just get around the corner. Oh, yeah. I was kicking myself after that one. Absolutely kicking myself. Can't believe it. But here we go. Look, 20 minutes left at this point. Managed the first gap jump. But it wasn't clean, but with through. And we're just trying to improve our time here, right? We're not trying to go for a world record or anything. We're just trying to see how much we can improve our time by. So there's definitely a chance at this point. Just don't screw up this mushroom boost. Great. That looked pretty good. It's quite tight, but we did end up burning our feet, so we probably should have used the mushroom boost a bit earlier. Can we get the coins? We missed both coins, I think we missed that. But that's fine in the grand scheme of things, huh? Because we do always have a chance against this current ghost we're battling, because it does miss the 3rd gap jump. So here we go. Can we get gap jump number 2, and how clean will this be? We can. Yes, we can. Not horribly clean, but we're through. The ghost is starting to pull away a little bit, so we definitely need this last gap jump to improve upon our time. Here we go. Can we do this one? Do we start the drift before this? No, we don't. So we're still not starting to drift before that final one. It's so close. I had to brake a little bit there to just avoid going off the edge. But only 2 more things can go wrong now. Pick up both coins there. Not sure if it would have been better just to go take a tighter corner, but at this point I wasn't risking it. 1.8 behind my ghost. Going into this final gap jump, can we do it? We can. We have made it. So we are now ahead of the ghost, just about. If we take I think we take a little look behind here. Maybe I don't, but you can see on the map we are just right. He's right behind us, so can't really afford to screw much else up here. Definitely can't afford to fall off here. Let's see, it started to drift before that final jump. Way cleaner. Look at that. Beautiful. Surely there's no problems here. Surely a meteorite doesn't come down and smite me out of the air. We're looking pretty good. Here we go. This is a new PB for sure. Let's see what we get. Is it under a 230? It is a 229.48. That's a new record. Very nice. So that is the best we got so far, with what, 18 minutes left to go now. If you take a look in the bottom right, obviously that was slow as well. We was like 2 seconds behind on lap 2 or whatever. So we didn't drive the best, or the gap jumps weren't the best. So there's still another, what, 2 seconds we can make up here. At this point, I thought, let's see who's around me. Like, let's see what the opposition's doing around this time. So we've got, what, 16 minutes left here. So let's see what this guy does. Because there may be some new strategy that I haven't seen, that world record didn't do. And that is exactly what we see here, actually, as this guy does not take the big gap jump I've been doing, but takes a gap jump into just a wall ride, which looks way easier, way more reproducible. And at this point I'm kind of thinking, what have I been doing for the past almost 3 hours? I've wasted all my time trying the crazy gap jump when this looks way easier to do. So here I am, here's my first few attempts, and it's just not working out for me, to be honest. Third attempt, no, nothing, here we go. Jump, nothing. I just crashed into the wall, and I'm thinking to myself at this point, it's like, why isn't this working? I feel like I'm doing the same thing they are. I even tried a mushroom boost there just out of anger, really. Here we go. And then I think at this point I kind of figured it out as I just don't even go with boost jump. I changed car, and then I realized you're not supposed to trick into it. I was tricking into it at that point. And here we go. So bear in mind, this ghost we're racing right now is faster than my current PB. So if I'm ahead or even close to this ghost time, we are ahead of my current PB. So we've got 11 minutes left here. I'll see if I get a decent... Yeah, burn the feet a little bit. I used it a bit late, but we did get across fine. Let's see if we get these coins ahead of them. Yep, grab both coins. Very nice. And a lot ahead of the meteor, so we're definitely doing well. So let's see how far behind we are for this ghost. 0.6 behind, but yeah, way up on our time. Our previous best time. Let's see if we can get this too. Then I just drift instead of getting the charge jump. It's such a frustrating one. 9 minutes left to go in this challenge. Let's see if I can do it. It looks good. There we go. We've managed to reproduce it. Yeah, at this point, it's it's way more reproducible. Although I thought that one looked good, but clearly something was wrong with that one. You can see here I'm racing my PB again. We've got 4 minutes left to go. Look, maybe like two more attempts. And there you can see that doing the wall ride is actually faster than how I did that gap jump. So this entire time, these past 3 hours, I've spent three quarters of that trying this crazy gap jump with like a 90% failure rate, when I could have been doing the simpler one this whole time and been going faster at the end of it. So yeah, lessons to be learned. Next time I do one of these challenges, I'm definitely gonna take a look at not just the world record, right? Because the world record is obviously, there's quite a lot of luck involved most of the part. Look, we're 1 second up on that PB. So let's see here. We've got 3 minutes left in the challenge. If you look down the bottom right, can we make the second one work? And we did a trick on there. It was just out of pure, just probably tiredness at that point. But there you go. There's our finishing time, a 2:29.48. There's definitely what we've seen. I can gain at least a few seconds on that. So a little bit disappointing. We definitely saw at the end there was a faster method as well. I could have tried for way longer, but that's just the way it is. So I'm pretty happy with that at the end of the day. I've learned some new techniques, and I can definitely try these out online now, which would be fun. But if you guys want to try this out, please do. Please let me know in the comments below how you got on. The 3-hour challenge or something. I'll definitely love reading through them. But as always, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.